Welcome to this week's episode of 60 Seconds with the Superintendent. Well, in just 1 week, these seats behind me are going to be filled for the premiere of our high school musical, Sister Act. Let's take a look of all the preparations that are going on behind the scenes to get ready for opening night.
This year's musical is Sister Act. It's a musical based on the movie with Whoopi Goldberg that came out in 1992, where a lounge singer has a nefarious boyfriend and ends up having to hide out in a convent. And as you would think, a lounge singer and nuns, there's some differences in their life approach, and they find cohesion in music, and that's actually what unites their ideas. A musical takes an awful lot of people. Mostly the cast gets the credit, but there are so many people behind what really puts together a show. You have the orchestra in the pit. You have a conductor for that. You have the vocal conductor, Mrs. Eicher. She works with the kids on getting them prepped for the music. My choreographer that I've worked with for many years now, Mrs. Kelly Rose, is fantastic to work with. Mr. Hogan builds the sets. This year, Mrs. Moon's Photo 2 kids are kind of competing for different promotional posters, and they've put together like 20 different varieties that I can choose from. So it takes a lot of people and a lot of hours to put it together.
5, 6, 7, go.
In the beginning, it's very challenging because you have some students who have a dance background or they're involved in show choir, and you have some kids who this is their first time doing this. But by the end, the show is pretty much an even field. Everybody's been working really hard, and it's rewarding to see the final product. And somebody who had trouble keeping the rhythm is keeping rhythm and singing and in their costume.
In terms of teamwork, preparation, responsibility, helping other people out. So there's a lot of things that students can learn. And for a lot of them, this is their first experience, and it actually helps them kind of break out of their shell.
My freshman year, I was very scared of everything. I wasn't even in choir. I didn't think, I was more in my shell. I didn't think I was good enough to be in a choir. And I feel like my development has changed so much. I became more confident in myself. I express myself more.
I teach English at the high school throughout the day, and it's really fascinating to see the shift in the transition of an individual in the classroom where things are a little bit more traditional versus being in a musical where suddenly you have to let loose and you're singing at the top of your lungs and you are doing all of these fun dance moves, and you really get to see a side of their personality that you sometimes don't get to see in the classroom.
When opening night comes and the kids are standing on stage and the audience is going crazy and everybody had a good time and there's tears and hugging and people are like, I am so glad I did this. I'd never tried this before. That's one of my bigger things, is when we have kids that have never done anything like this before, have a good experience, and they can take that with them because it is such a confidence booster. And that's something they can take with them for the rest of their lives.
For younger kids that come in now, I try to make them feel more welcomed because I know how it felt when I was being welcomed into the theater, and everyone was so nice, and it just felt like a family, and I feel like that's what we are. And it really helped me with my communication skills a lot. And that's one of the major things that's made me me, is theater and performing.
Well, we hope that you come out next week, see a great show, support our talented students, and you can get your tickets at the link below. As always, thanks for watching, and go make it a great Mustang week.